Hi, boys and girls. It's story time again. Our story today is called The Two Chocolates. Well, little Melville, he had been in the kitchen watching his mother can peaches, and all of a sudden he remembered something. Mama, could I have some chocolates? And Mother, she looked up from the work she was doing. You know, it's really a busy time for moms when the fruit's on and it's canning season. But she looked at her little boy's pleading face and she said, "Yes, you can have some of Mama's chocolates. You know where they are. They're upstairs in the drawer in Mama's dresser. You can have two." And he grinned at his mommy, and then he ran up the stairs as fast as his little legs could take him into his mommy's bedroom, and he pulled out the drawer, and there was that box of chocolates. He sat down on the floor, and he put that box in his lap, and he opened the lid. Oh, there were so many in there. How could you ever choose two? But finally he decided on two he wanted, and he set those aside. And then he kept looking in that box. There was really a lot of chocolates in there. Then he saw in the corner of the box, he saw one bigger round chocolate, and on top of it, it had a nut. And he thought, I'll just pick it up and look at it. Oh, he smelled it. That chocolate smelled so good, and that nut looked so crunchy. But Mommy had said two chocolates. And he sat there holding that number 3 chocolate. And he thought, 3 chocolates won't make me sick. So he put that chocolate with the 2 that he had originally chosen, but he didn't shut the box. He kept looking inside. Oh, there was plenty for Mommy. 4 chocolates wouldn't make him sick. So he picked another one. Well, just about that time, he heard a noise downstairs, and he thought, Mommy's coming. He shut the lid on the chocolates, and he put them in the drawer, and he pushed it shut, and he put those 4 chocolates in his shirt pocket. And he ran down the stairs, and when he got downstairs, he looked at Mommy, but he didn't dare go over there and sit by Mommy. He sat in the corner of the kitchen. Mommy thought that was a little odd, and as she was putting more fruit into those jars, she said, "Did you find the chocolates you wanted?" And he said, "Yes, Mama." And she noticed there was kind of a quiver in his voice. He didn't seem nearly as excited as he had been. She looked up just a little bit at him and she said, "Are you sick?" He said, "No, Mama." Then, while she was busy working, he said to her, "Do you trust me?" Mom was surprised at that question. She said, "Yes, I trust you." And then he looked at her again, his face all contorted. He said, "Mommy, do you always trust me?" Now, Melville, he was 4 years old, so he wasn't very big. And Mommy said, "Of course I trust you." And when Mommy said that, he got up and he ran across the room and he buried his face into Mommy's apron. And Mommy said, "Melville, what's wrong?" She said, "Did you do something you weren't supposed to?" He said, "Mommy, Mommy, I took out the 2 chocolates that you told me I could have. But there were so many. And then I took out a big one, number 3. And I kept looking at him. And Mommy, I took out 3 and then 4. Take 'em, Mommy." And out of his shirt pocket, he pulled out those 4 chocolates. Now he didn't even want 'em. He put 'em down on his Mommy's lap. Mommy said, "Melville, did you do something wrong?" And Mommy said, "Do you know that Jesus sees us when we're doing something wrong?" Melville said, "Why didn't Jesus tell me to not take those 3 and 4 chocolates?" Mommy said, "Melville, did you hear a little voice in your head that said, 'Mommy told you to take 2'?" Well, Melville, do you know that that was the voice of Jesus? He was trying to help you. "Oh, Mommy." Mommy said, "Melville, let's you and I kneel down right here in the kitchen, and let's tell Jesus that you want to listen to his little voice and you want to do right." And they did. Well, the next day, Mommy, she was a very wise mommy, and she said she was busy finishing up that canning. She was washing off all the jars and making sure they were getting back in the boxes to go downstairs to the basement. And she said to Melville, "Why don't you go upstairs and get 2 chocolates?" Melville looked at her and his eyes were big. He said, "Mommy, will you go get 'em?" Mama said, "No, Melville, you're a big boy. You can go get them." Mama listened. Melville started up the stairs. He got part way up the stairs, and she noticed. He looked up and he said, "Jesus, you tell me to run when I have 2 chocolates." Well, he went upstairs into Mommy's bedroom. He wanted the chocolates. He opened the drawer and he pulled out that box of candy and he opened the lid. And my, there seemed to be just as many chocolates as there was yesterday in there, and they all looked just as good. And then he reached out and he took 1 and he took 2 and he sat there listening. And he shut the lid and he put it back in that drawer and he pushed it in with those chocolates in his little fist, probably melting. he started running down the stairs, and he got downstairs, and do you know what he said to his mommy? Mommy, Jesus' voice was louder today. He told me to run. I got the two chocolates, just like you said. Two, Mommy, not twee, not four. Mommy told him how proud she was of him, and she sat there thinking about that. He had won a battle. Oh, it may seem like a little battle, just a couple extra chocolates. But boys and girls, let me tell you, that voice from God is so important for you to listen to, even when it's little tiny things. Because if you think you can take more chocolates than Mama told you you could have, when you go to the store, you may stand there and think, oh, I can put this in my pocket and nobody will know. And when you get older, you may do bigger things that Jesus tells you not to do. But if while you're still a child, you listen to that voice that God sends, that little voice, that still small voice in your head that tells you, run from temptation, run. I want you to think about Melville and how God told him. He answered his prayer by telling him, run, run from temptation. When you get to be a grown mom or dad, you'll continue the rest of your life to run from the bigger temptations that the devil may give you. Thank you, boys and girls, so much for listening to the story today. Listen to that still small voice, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.